It's the R&B Show, the podcast dedicated to prep sports in the USA Today Network, Wisconsin area, and beyond. Featuring Ricardo Arguello.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen, eating up all the food.
And Brett Christopherson.
He doesn't like you. I don't like you either. You just watch yourself.
Produced by Jim Rosendick.
The once great chef, now a study in muffishness.
And Trent Tetzloff.
He's a good kid. Capable.
And now, the best dang prep sports duo in Wisconsin. Here's Ricardo and Brett.
First off, where's your little hit from?
Mine?
Rosie, yeah.
That's from Better Off Dead.
Okay.
Where he was drag racing the two Asian brothers.
Okay, all right.
That talked no English except Howard Cosell.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that's good stuff. But, yeah, thank you again, Rosie, for putting together that intro. It's our second week having it, Brett. This is the R&B Show, only podcast dedicated to high school sports in the Fox Valley. I'm your co-host, Ricardo Arguello. I just mentioned Brett Christopherson, both with the USA Today Network Wisconsin. Don't forget about Jim Rosendick and Trent Tetzloff. They're here, too, also part of USA Today Network Wisconsin. Brett, we have an interesting show coming up.
We got some fancy new microphones,
Yes,
too.
And first off, I must sound incredible with these new mics. Not that I didn't before.
You do.
But I got a little jealous of Danny Jansen here last week because he had the nice microphone, sounded real crisp, and the bass register sounded great because he had a deep voice. I was like, I want that because I know I have a very nice voice, Brett.
Oh, jeez, he's got a nice voice, nice hair,
and
nice
not just
looks.
that. I'm very modest.
Yeah,
that's one other thing people
You
tell
are.
me.
Humility.
You are.
You need
Too
some
modest.
humility in your life.
Well, but Brett, we got you the mic too, and may I say that you sound great on the mic. And Rosie and Trent over there, they're sharing the mics over there, so I hope I will be able to hear you guys clearly.
We'll have to get another Phantom mic down the
Okay,
road.
all right, but
Now,
yeah,
can I say something?
yes.
I don't know how alert I'm going to be because I was up till the very last pitch of that Brewer-Dodger game
I
last
fell
night.
asleep. I was asleep
I went
by
to bed at 1, I think it was like 1:37 in the morning. And
Yeah, it was.
I'm feeling it. I'm too old to be staying up too late nowadays.
Yeah.
I need my at least 7 hours of sleep.
Were you a little upset seeing that they had lost in that?
You know, at that point, at the 13th inning, I just wanted the damn game to be over with.
There you go.
You
All
know, it just end this so I can go to bed because knowing me, I would have said, you know what? I think I can squeeze in another inning. And then next thing you know, it's 2 o'clock, 2:30. I thought the game was going to go like 16 innings.
How about you, Rosie and Trent? You guys up to see that one? Well, Trent couldn't have been because Trent has to get up at 4 in the morning to get over here and work as our producer. What about you, Rosie?
Yeah, I stayed up till the very end.
Attaboy.
It
Look
was
at that. But,
brutal.
Yeah, but was Sam up with you?
No,
that late?
he wasn't. He wanted to, but I'm like,
Okay.
absolutely not, dude. Not on
I just
school
haven't
night.
missed school. It doesn't
I
matter.
think Connor was up till past midnight. You know, he's a high school senior. He's got school in the morning. And I finally said, get to bed.
I'll let him skip.
Get to
It's
no.
the Brewers. When are they going to have that again?
Well, not for another 36
Well,
years.
yeah, my
probably.
point is that if Diego had asked me to stay up, I probably would have let him, but he doesn't care about the Brewers.
School comes first.
Whatever.
Academics.
Nah,
It's
you
the
can-
senior year.
It's a Wednesday. They don't have anything going on a Wednesday. Come on.
The middle of the
If it
school
was
week.
now normally, some of the Appleton schools have this late start Wednesday. So if they would have had late start Wednesday today, like
Gotcha.
they had last week, I would have let them stay up.
Okay, good point. Good point. Well, congratulations to the Brewers, though, because it is still 2-2, Brett.
I feel like it's
There's
over.
going to be a game back in Milwaukee.
Very pessimistic.
No, stop it, Lou Holtz. They're going to be just fine. They're going to win today, and they're going to wrap it up in Game 6. I think the Brewers will. That'd be a great thing for the Wisconsin. I'm actually, Brett, as you know, I'm a Cardinals fan, but I'm actually rooting for the Brewers. I hope they do make it because I really hate the Dodgers anyway. So that's.
Well, the Dodgers are starting to get on the you know what list of Brewer fans after Manny Machado pulling his stunt.
What a
last
classy
night.
guy.
I didn't realize, because he was with the Baltimore Orioles, you don't pay attention to the Orioles too much. They're terrible, although he is a great player. But, man, I did not realize how
Easy now. We're a family show.
he's very cocky.
Okay, all right.
I didn't realize he was quite like that. I didn't realize he was not a hustler down the line, playing hard. And
Well, he really hustled toward towards first base. on that
Jesus
last
Aguilar.
play, yeah.
No, I would say Aguilar could probably have gotten his foot off the bag a little bit sooner. I thought he was pushing it a little bit himself,
He had
but
plenty of room, though. That's the thing. He had a ton of room. I thought.
he had a ton of room. But we can't have the homer glasses on too much. That Aguilar could have gotten his foot off the bag. But,
Okay.
but Machado had plenty of room to avoid it. There was no doubt he was trying to do something to probably hurt Aguilar a little bit, and then of course with the slides in the second where he's grabbing guys, you can't be doing that.
No,
I saw
that to me was more egregious than the first
He's
base.
grabbing him by his
you
knee.
can't do that. I don't care. You're taught in Little League how to slide in second base. Okay, you try to break up a double play, whatnot. That is ridiculous. That should never happen. In my opinion, that stuff that should get you thrown out of a game.
Yeah.
When you're doing that kind of stuff.
Well, baseball's not going to do that, especially at this stage. But there should be some repercussions of what he did. I mean, he clearly was trying to do something to Aguilar's ankle. I don't know what his intent was.
There'll be a little plunk action going on.
Nah. It's too big of a game. It's a pivotal game 5. You can't be messing around getting guys on base. We'll talk about the Brewers a little bit later. Let's talk preps.
Yeah, and let's start off. Our first topic is the WIA football playoffs. Now, last Friday we did see Little Chute wrap up that Northeastern Conference title over Wrightstown. First time since 1986, Brett, that they were able to do that undefeated, or actually outright, and then 83 it was undefeated. So it's a heck of a feather in their cap to be able to do that. And I thought they looked pretty good on offense. Defense had some issues to work up, but we always have to remember that Wrightstown is a very good team. I thought they schemed it very well. I thought Coach Klister did a good job of, kind of surprising maybe Little Chute a little bit with that passing game that I know you and I were both surprised to see them airing it out.
That was not your
Tigers.
You're not your father's Wrightstown Tigers, were they? I think Little Chute definitely has the components to go a long way and actually go to Madison. Although you're looking, if you're really looking ahead, setting up with a St. Croix Central in level 4
that doesn't bother me.
Semifinals.
Doesn't bother me.
It bothers me because that's a conference that has proven time and time again that it can win state titles, whether it's Somerset or St. Croix Central. That's a good league, and you have to respect those teams over there. They're for real. And that game, if they happen to play in level 4, will probably be at Stanley, which you've been to. Nice field.
Beautiful.
Nice facility.
Gorgeous.
My worry for Little Chute is on the defensive side. I was very surprised that they gave up as much as they did through the air. And is that now a template for other teams, especially if you have teams that can throw? Winneconne's out there as a potential matchup. I don't know if that'd be. I think that'd be level 3 because level 2 you're looking at probably.
They do have good receivers.
They have good receivers and a good quarterback. If they have tall receivers, because I think it's a little bit.
But
on that back end of the Little Chute defense, not as tall of DBs. There could be some issues.
But St. Croix Central is a running team. If I remember them, I know they did actually. They made a couple of nice pass plays actually, if I remember right.
I think you're right. Yeah.
To kind of get in position to get that go-ahead score, but Winneconne. Their competition has been.
It's a good team, though.
They got blown out by my Amaro Foxes. To the Foxes retaining the China Bowl, Brett.
Don't
They're
sleep
only
on
lost in
Winneconne.
the season. I am sleeping.
Don't sleep.
Sorry,
on
nothing
Winneconne.
against my Wolves. I love you guys over there. My cousin's is the head nurse over there for the whole district. But no, that conference that they play in is going to hurt them in the long run in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree. I think Little Chute is the better team. I'm playing devil's advocate, looking at what are the issues that could crop up. Is the Northeastern Conference a great conference? I don't know. It is very.
It's better. It's better than the East Central.
It's very top heavy because you get down on the bottom half of that. Oof, it is not good.
Well, we started with Division 4 because Little Chute was the only area team to get that top matchup. But if you look at some of the area matchups going on in Division 4, Rippon's at Little Chute, like we said. Denmark's at Chilton. Xavier is at Wrightstown, and then you mentioned Winneconne. They're hosting a horrible Two Rivers team. They're 3-6. That game actually might be closer. I think you'll see how bad the East Central Conference is when Two Rivers puts up some points against Winneconne. You watch. That's what they're going to do. And,
yeah. Is that what the conference Winneconne is in, the East Central?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the East Central.
I guess I get mixed up between that and Eastern Wisconsin, but Eastern Wisconsin has Chilton, Kiel, Brilliant, and those, yep.
Other top seeds, St. Croix Central, Lakeside Lutheran, and Racine St. Catharines. Those are the other top D4 seeds. I have Little Chute beating Lakeside Lutheran, Brett. Lakeside Lutheran in the championship.
State finals?
State finals.
Well, now again, guys, keep this in mind. Let's put that out there as, I guess, a qualifier to Ricardo's predictions. Every year, he picks a USA Today Network Wisconsin team to pretty much win all 7 divisions. Almost all 7 divisions.
We have great football.
And rarely does it happen. Yeah. Rarely does it happen.
Well, you can call me a homer, but all 7 divisions. Not this year though, and you'll see in some of my picks here, because we're after D4 we're going to start back up with D1. But I think Little Chute is a legit shot to win.
There's no doubt.
Okay,
I would agree, but don't discredit St. Croix Central as easily as you do.
I'll discredit.
It's a power conference and a proven conference out there.
Okay. I just think Little Chute, this is their year. This is their year to go all the way, get that first team championship. What better way to do it undefeated with your football team? You
know what, though? Little Chute's first team title might come from the girls' side and girls' volleyball.
That might happen a week earlier.
Number 1 in Division 2, so they might. Could you imagine that for that school?
That'd be great.
It's hard to believe that school with the amount of good teams year after year and the good athletes that they keep churning out, has yet to win a WIAA state team title. That's surprising.
I'm a little salty because back in the day, Little Chute actually knocked Amro out of the playoffs when I was I want to say a junior, I believe. Because our 2 losses every year were to Wapaka and Berlin, but then we had another one in Little Chute that knocked us out. At that time, you had to finish either a champion or second place to make the playoffs. You know, that always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Sorry,
was that about like 5 years ago when their basketball team was pretty much a shoo-in to be state champs, and then they with Kenneth Lowe and
Turner Botts,
and then they didn't win.
They went in 2011. That was the first trip for Little Chute, and they lost to, I think, Racine St. Catharines. They had Jordan. He played at GB.
Oh yes, I remember
Jordan
him.
Faust.
Jordan Faust.
And then 2 years later, that was Turner and Kenny's senior season.
And they played Aquinas with the kid.
Koenig.
Bronson Koenig, yeah.
That was the year Division 4 was stacked. They had Brown Deer was really good that year.
Electric Trempolo,
I think
was
they
good.
might have been in it. Wow. So, but there were, that was a team that was ranked number 1 most of the season. Remember the junior year with Turner and Kenny, they got bounced in the regional finals and then got reinstated. And then ended up losing to Brilliant in the sectional
I forgot
finals.
about that. That is true.
And Brilliant ended up going on to win the state title. So yeah, there was some close calls. And
was that Xavier they beat? That
Xavier beat them in the regional finals.
And then Xavier had the kid,
an ineligible player.
I completely forgot about that.
Little Chute gets reinstated, beats FVL in the sectional semifinals, and then loses to a really good Brilliant team. That was probably Little Chute had more talent then, but they were just
Pete Kittle though.
It was a complete team. They just had the guard play and
glory days.
But hey, the football team a few years ago, they made it to the state finals. I think lost to Somerset. So they've been close, but hard to believe that school. I think it might be really the only one in our coverage area that has not got a WIA state team title. That needs a change for the Mustangs.
Absolutely. Well, I have that changing. Now, we're going to go through these other 6 divisions.
By the way, what is that? What's your mugshot there? That's not you, is it?
That's me. That's me from 2 years ago.
Show that on the camera.
And I don't know. Can you
hold
no.
I'm
not going to
show it.
Show
it for our live stream.
That's me a couple years ago. I was a little thinner. But
look like you. You look like Joaquim Soria in that picture.
I don't even know who that is. My beard was just getting
Give it to Rosie.
started. Oh, okay. Rosie's picking it up.
Rosie's going to show the folks that are actually watching the stream about how that doesn't even look like you. Now those listening can't obviously see
I'm looking
it.
on
you
here.
Look like you're squinting in the picture.
There you go. Look at you.
I was. The light
That's
was.
Joaquim Soria right there.
I don't even know who that is. Oh, the pitcher for the Brewers? Is that who you're talking about?
Don't you think so, Trent? You get a little Soria look to him.
Yep.
Is that good? Is he a good-looking guy? Then I agree with you.
No, he's actually real ugly.
Oh, darn it. You do it to me again. But anyway, let's start with Division 1. Here are our area matchups on that. Number 5, Hudson, takes on number 4, Appleton North. Number 6, Green Bay Preble at number 3, Neenah. Number 7, Chippewa Falls at number 2, Kimberly. Those are our matchups now. The top seeds are Fond du Lac, Bayport, Muskego, and Milwaukee Marquette, all with 9-0 records, by the way, Brett.
T1's going to be fun to watch.
It is going to be fun to watch.
Especially around here.
And it's going to be especially fun to watch because I picked Kimberly to win it, Brett, not Fond du Lac.
Hey, boy, I want that matchup so bad in Level 4. Kimberly, Fondy, you know it's going to be at Titan Stadium. We will be there. There's plenty of room. Doesn't matter if TV's there or not. We don't care about TV anyway. But first things first, though, you got to get through Bayport, which you could be looking at a Level 3 Kimberly-Bayport matchup. Wow. That'd be, 11-0 against 11-0. Westerman, the coach at Bayport with the Kimberly ties.
So many connections.
You know what my worry with Kimberly? And we didn't talk about this last week because we had Danny Jansen on. It was a baseball podcast. So they got to take care of the football. Now, Week 9, they beat Kaukauna actually handily. But did you see another fumble at the goal line? They were getting ready to punch it in. Then Kaukauna turned around and returned the fumble 99 yards for a score.
For their only score.
They're too loose with the football right now. That's my concern about these guys offensively. And they're banged up, right? The running back situation's a little dicey right now.
But they still, right. I think one of the kids, Marshall, I think, is maybe
What
injured
about Caleb Frazier? I thought he was
I didn't know
dinged
that.
up too.
But I think they have enough, though. There's enough playmakers on offense to get it done. They always seem to have the next man up mentality, and it always seems to work. So that I'm not concerned with, actually. And besides, maybe Frazier and Martz will make their way back into the rotation. So I'm not really too worried about that. What I am worried about is possibly Marquette or Muskego. coming out of nowhere and maybe upsetting either Kimberly or Fond du Lac. Because I think, in my opinion, Kimberly-Fond du Lac, that's the D1 championship game.
Yeah, Fond du Lac's not going to get upset till they're going to level 4.
Well, it's just because I hear a lot of yapping going on from the southeastern part of the state.
Well, good, let them yap.
How Muskego, they're for real. They always seem to be for real. Then they always lose in the quarterfinals or semifinals each year. And the same thing with Marquette. That this is the year that they're going to do it. So
it's not. No, Marquette's not. No.
Was that last year that Marquette played Kimberly and got
Kimberly just
demolished?
Stoned
yes.
them,
Yeah. Okay.
I think Kimberly might have put up a 50 burger on them.
We streamed that game.
Yeah.
We live streamed that game. No, I mean I'm sure they're good teams, but I mean we saw Fond du Lac was the best team we saw all season. They are home run threat every play.
Kimberly, I just think Kimberly's gonna do the job. I think Coach Jones is gonna get her done, as the kids say.
That's what we want. But what are your thoughts on Bayport? I know FRCC
not for
champs.
real.
Okay.
Not for real.
Here we go.
And no disrespect to Bayport, but every year they lose to one of the FVA teams. Either it's Appleton North, which knocked them out for a couple years there in a row. I just always remember number 8 Appleton North going up to number 1 Bayport and basically taking them down to the tilt. And you and I were just like, this is the FVA versus the FRCC here.
There are folks saying, though, this is a different type of Bayport team this year, and their defense is for real. So we'll see. That would be a great matchup in Level 2 if it is Appleton North and Bayport, a game that we would love to stream, because you'd be having you'd be having the matchup, the explosive Appleton North offense with Carter Robinson against a very stout Pirates defense.
I hear that all the time about Bayport. When they had Ingold, they were saying, "Oh, this is it. This is a different team. Just wait." All that kind of stuff. No. Not going to happen. They're gonna bow out again in the third round, as they always do. Second or third round, actually. I think Appleton North has a good shot at knocking them off in that.
Well, Appleton North's got to get through Hudson first.
Oh, they'll get through Hudson.
Hudson's got a long road trip to Appleton, though.
I'm just glad it's not at DC Everest. They're actually hosting the game at Appleton North.
That's a long. How about Chippewa Falls coming all the way to Kimberly? That's a long ride
that's a hike.
too.
That's 3 hours. That's okay. They can pay. They can pay. Stay overnight at a hotel, maybe. I mean, come on.
Just as long as they don't come in the yellow buses, at least give them some nice, relaxing, comfortable coach buses.
Exactly.
Right?
Hey, Division 2, let's quickly go there. Our area matchups, number 5 Hortonville at number 4 Menasha, and then number 7 Kaukauna at number 2 River Falls. Now, the Hortonville-Menasha matchup is our live stream. We'll talk about that later. But the top seeds are Marshfield, Homestead, Waunakee, and Brookfield Central. All are undefeated except for Brookfield Central, which is 8-1, Brett.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a wide open division too. I'm looking at Marshfield at Schwabenon. I know Marshfield's the top seed.
Horrible.
I mean, they were
terrible,
a good team in a bad division.
No,
VFA
they're
West.
an average team in a horrible division.
Well, they're undefeated. I mean, you got to give them some props for that. I mean, come on.
Beat nobody.
Who have they played this year?
Exactly.
Well,
nobody. Did they play anybody from the? I mean,
let me look.
Decent from like the north or the south.
Didn't they beat Hortonville? Didn't they beat Hortonville this year?
Hortonville's a Division 2 team.
So is Marshfield.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep thinking they're D1.
I think maybe the biggest school they beat was Kaukauna, but they're Division 2 as well, I think.
Let me look it up while you guys chat a little bit.
My point is that in those games, just look at some of the games. I think that Spash team should have beat them. In my opinion, I thought that was a pretty close game with them, if I remember correctly. But no, I'm not a buyer. I'm not buying what they're selling, man.
Okay, Marshfield's 9-0. I'm getting their schedule up right here on WisSports.net.
Well, I'm on record as saying I'm not a believer in Marshfield. It's in print now.
Who are they playing this weekend?
Well, check this out. They beat Hortonville 41-20. They nipped Kaukauna 24-21. They nipped Spash 13-7, and that's about it. They beat Oshkosh West, Appleton West, Rapids, Oshkosh North, Everest, and Wausau West. So
yeah,
it's not a good.
Who are they opening with?
They're playing at Schwabenon. Marshfield and Schwabenon.
I guess that'll be a good test to see.
But the VFA West it really was down this year. There's no doubt about it.
That's why I said that you could see Marshfield losing in the second round. They might get past Schwabenon. They should get past.
Well, they'll play the winner of Menasha Hortonville.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. They could lose. They probably get back Hortonville just because of what they did week 3. But Menasha's Menasha, and I'm really curious to see that. You mentioned that's our live stream this week. 6:45 coverage kicks off at Calder Stadium, postcrescent.com, and all of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites, along with our USA Today Network Wisconsin Facebook pages. The game will be streamed live, but Menasha is the unknown. What do we expect from the Blue Jays?
They've disappointed me several times during the season.
I know, you've been critical of them.
And I say that only because I have a deep respect for Menasha and the program that they have there. And they know that they're better than what they've shown in the postseason the last couple years. Ever since they made that state championship run, I've been expecting them to make it at least to the quarterfinal round or the semifinal round at the very least, but they've been kind of underperformed, Brett, as you know as well, the last several years. And this is a big one here. Now, Hortonville, again, we talk about they're playing the VFA South. How much is that going to help them with Menasha playing in the Bay. I mean, Menasha's loss was a big one. They got blown out by West Pier. And Hortonville's been playing all those Neenah teams, the Fond du Lac teams.
Right. Strength of conference always is a big deal. It doesn't matter what sport you are talking about, whether it's boys basketball, volleyball, soccer, football. In this case, that is a difference, and you're battle tested. And that's why we've talked about time and time again on our streams. I want to see Menasha in a football-only setting back in the VFA.
Won't happen.
Why did they leave the VFA in the first part?
That's a good question. I think enrollment-wise, and Hortonville wanted to come into the VFA.
Yeah. Menasha wanted out just, I think, from an enrollment size, competitive standpoint. But it's right
for all sports. You know what I mean? They felt, because obviously football they could compete in the VFA South, but not with the other sports. That is what they were thinking.
Right, and I think Menasha, I think the Bay is perfect for them in everything else, but they are a football program that is established. They've won a state title recently. They can compete with these VFA teams. And I just think they would be battle tested then, dropping down to Division II and be ready to go. I don't know how this schedule sets them up. Another team to get to keep an eye on though is Pulaski. I would not be surprised to see Pulaski get to level 4 with Dylan Hendricks, their stud running back. He's got over 2,000 yards rushing.
Right, and that is where I say that maybe Pulaski is the one who's going to knock off Marshfield, because I don't think they played anybody as good as Pulaski, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out. My predicted final is Waunakee over Homestead. I think this is Waunakee's title lose. Homestead over River Falls in the semifinals. Waunakee over Brookfield Central in the other semifinal. D3, Brett, real quick. Area matchups: number 5, Freedom at number 4, Mosinee, number 6, Seymour at number 3, New London, and number 7, Fox Valley Lutheran at number 2, Notre Dame. And the top seeds, Rice Lake, West Pier, Catholic Memorial. As I flip my page here, Brett. Sorry, I should have.
Well, while you do that, Thomas Salm on Facebook saying Kimberly and Little Chute will win at state. So there you go.
Okay, see, someone agrees with me.
Hey, that would be a big deal for the Heart of the Valley. Those are neighboring communities. Maybe they could celebrate.
Maybe have a joint championship.
Oh, they want to play each other, right?
New Berlin,
the Little Chute kids want to play Kimberly.
Yeah, there you go.
They do.
Set up a live stream.
As much as I respect the Little Chute kids, I think that would be a tough.
Kimberly kids kind of chuckled at that when it was brought up to them.
What did the Little Chute guys called? The Battle of the Bridge or something?
Yeah, the Battle of the Bridge, the community
that'd
bridge.
That'd be fun. Do it. Come on.
By the way, the other top team in D3, New Berlin Eisenhower with the top seed. So, I basically have the final Catholic Memorial over West Pier. I think West Pier, just by judging how much they've just destroyed the rest of the Bay Conference, it's my pick to make it there. I even picked them over to get there over Notre Dame, and you know how highly I think of Notre Dame, Brett. But yeah, I picked them to beat Rice Lake in the semifinals, Catholic Memorial over Greendale. In the semifinals, our area teams are nice. They've had nice seasons, but I don't think any of them are on that level to where they can possibly make a trip to Madison.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't really know much about Rice Lake and what's going on over there. Another big Rivers team that plays in the same league as Hudson and Eau Claire Memorial and those squads. So we'll see. Time will tell.
That's true. Division 5, because we did Division 4 earlier, the top seeds, we don't have anybody there.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
Springs. Move on to Division 6.
All right, that's it. Springs. We all know how good they are, Brett. And I the one I like to point out is how they and Fond du Lac played the same team and basically beat them by the same score.
Springs
by a lot in D5. D6.
Springs v. Kewanee maybe in the state finals?
No. I have Springs beating Spencer Columbus Catholic. That's two Gannett teams there.
Yeah.
By the way. Number 6, Auburndale at number 3. Manawa is our only D6 matchup. Top seeds Regis, Iola Scandinavia, Fenimore, and Cambridge. And I think Manawa has I actually put down. I think Manawa can actually make possibly the state quarterfinals, but they're going to have to run into Iola eventually because they're in the same pod, and that's not going to be good. I think this is Iola's division to lose.
Yes.
I think that they're the best team. I think they come from a strong conference, and they beat Amherst by a pretty fair margin. Brett, that's a team, the Thunderbirds, baby.
Regis is always a powerhouse over there
they
too.
Are.
I mean, I've covered a few of their games when I was working at the Leader Telegram, and every year they're really good.
Yeah, so. Ramblers. Okay. They seem to be the kind of the premier school in Eau Claire, right? As far as athletics, better than Eau Claire North, better than Eau Claire Memorial. All the talent seems to go to
Ramblers.
Regis. Oh yeah, the Ramblers. But I agree with you. I think it's Iola Scandinavia. They are a. Well, they were talked about going into the season. To watch out for these guys. I think a lot of them are coming back from last year's run, and they're tough.
Well, that's a heck of a state semifinal if that would come to fruition with Iola and Regis. Yeah, very very high marks for Regis. They're obviously a great program. So the winner of that one, in my mind, wins the state title. So Division 7, real quick. Number 7, Rochelle, 3-6 at number 2, Hilbert. They're 8-1. Brett, the other top seeds, Edgar, Almond, Bancroft, Bangor. Did I say that right?
Bangor,
and Black Hawk.
I'm going with Bangor. They've had a great run of athletics, and I think last
Yes,
year did they win a couple different titles,
I agree.
basketball and football?
But I'm going with Edgar.
Of course you
Edgar
are, because
over
it's a Gannett
Blackhawk.
team.
Now,
Yeah,
I do have Edgar beating Hilbert though in the state semifinal. Blackhawk over Highland in the semifinals. So that gives us several Gannett champions.
I'm surprised your finals don't have like all Gannett teams playing each other.
I tried to
in
have
the
it that way,
finals.
but I had to actually
Yeah.
do my job and be analytical here, Brett. So
That-
get
that-
off
that
get
could-
off my back.
That could
on
lead
that.
to a very busy 2 days at Camp Randall Stadium in November.
That's good though. You'll be busy there. You'll be there with us, my friend. It'll be
I
great.
might have to get out of that.
No, you're not. You're coming with us. Hey, let's switch real quick. Brett, we kind of talked about the Menasha Hortonville live stream. Anything else you wanted to add about that?
Again, 6:45 live coverage. Level 1. We're going to stream levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. Are we still calling it level 1, or is it first round?
No,
Is it-
no, first round.
First round.
We don't use
First
the levels
round.
anymore.
Okay, it's not levels,
Yes.
even though that's the WIA way of doing things.
The boss up top has laid down the mandate. My
First
friend.
round, second round, state quarters, state semis, and then championship or finals. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun game. It's a 4-5 matchup. Two teams with playoff history. They have met in the playoffs in the past in some pretty good games. And looking forward to getting back to Calder. Rosie, I've already talked to the IT guy there, so we should be
Good to
squared
go.
away. We should be
All
good to
right.
go. I think it's a Wi-Fi network that we use at Calder, so
Yeah.
should be fun.
Yeah.
Want to give congratulations to Xavier's Claire Fakamad. She won the WID2 individual golf title. Hawks were second as a team, Brett. So
Wow.
congratulations to the Hawks. on
Already
getting
one
that state
fall
champ.
sport
Yeah.
done.
I know. It's mid-October. We did kind of talked about the Brewers already, about them all tied up in the NLCS. Best of luck to Milwaukee.
over.
Who's starting for them tomorrow? Do we know? Or
No,
tonight?
today, Wade Miley.
Wade Miley,
Against
okay.
Clayton Kershaw.
Forget Kershaw. He's just going to blow it again like he
He
always
does struggle, Trent, in the playoffs, doesn't he? He is not an ace when it comes to playoff baseball.
Yeah, I'm worried though. I mean, he has struggled in the past, but I mean, he's been such a good pitcher for years, and I think that they did get to him last game, but they're really going to need to get to him early. And if they let him settle in, he's going to get into a groove and make a run against them. He has a good shot too.
I feel like the series is over.
Oh, man. Dude,
I'm feeling really low about
You're
it
a
right
Debbie
now.
Downer.
I'm feeling low.
We have this on tape now, so we can play this
I-
back
Yeah,
when they
exactly.
win.
I would be more than happy if they
When they make
if
the
I'm
World
wrong.
Series, play this. Trent,
I hope
please.
so. I hope so, because I'm concerned. I just feel like that 13-inning game is going to be tough, and I'm worried and even aggravated. Come on, Kane. Come on, Yelich. Come on, Aguilar. Get going.
Get that offense going.
If they
I
don't,
agree.
if they don't get the top of the lineup going, and I think you guys will all agree, they're not going anywhere. The bottom of the lineup is carrying them right now. It's to the point where I'm actually excited to see Eric Kratz, Manny Pena, and Orlando Arcia hit. That's how bad it is at the top of the lineup. At least Braun had 3 hits yesterday.
You forgot Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah, Brandon Woodruff.
Get him out there.
Who was the other pitcher? Was it Chacin who had a couple hits too?
That was Miley.
Miley, that's right, Miley. Maybe he can bring the lumber again, but Kane's been so bad. And Yelich, I know he's getting on base with the walks, but he's not getting any hits.
Enough. I'm not going to hear this negativity
And I'm
anymore.
going to say this right now. Jesus Aguilar, a flash in the pan. It was a big first half. What has he really done since the All-Star break? Been very average.
What are you
to
going to do? Are you
below.
going to have Thames get in there instead of him? or-
No.
Yeah, you don't want
Does
that.
Eric Thames still around? Is he?
I don't know. He's probably walking around the clubhouse in Milwaukee right now with his shirt off.
Yeah. Drinking some beverages, but
Some protein
they
shake.
got to get the top of the lineup going. It would be so great if they come out and put a crooked number early on Kershaw.
Well, I'm telling you right now, they're going to be in the World Series next week. And our roundtable for next Wednesday, we're going to talk about them in the World Series and how this whole state is abuzz, Brett. I'm not even a Brewer fan, and I'm telling you that.
You don't know how important this is to me, because I was 10 years old when the Brewers made the World Series. It was the biggest deal of my
Willie McGee.
childhood. The biggest, yeah. You
Willie McGee.
putting that him robbing that catch on there in the '82 series. By the way, hated that, but it was a huge deal. And Rosie remembers this. Trent wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
The Brewers were king.
Yeah.
The Packers were not good. The Badgers.
Nope.
Who cared about the
Yeah.
Badgers back then?
Badgers getting beat
probably like the Don
50 to
Morton
nothing.
era or
The
something.
Brewers were one of the best teams in baseball,
Yep.
and as it turned out, they had 4 Hall of Famers on that '82 club: Molitor, Yount,
Yeah.
Simmons, Sutton, and Raleigh Fingers.
How they did not win that.
Well,
series,
Fingers was
I
Fingers
don't
was
know.
hurt.
St. Louis, baby.
But
That's
listen,
why.
Yeah.
this is kind of taking me back, And my dad was a huge baseball fan, a huge Brewers fan, and it's kind of taking me back to the nerves of when I was 10. I remember I had to go outside during the ALCS against the California Angels. I couldn't stand it because I knew what was at stake. So I'm out in the yard, playing catch with myself, throwing the ball up, going in and checking the score. And it's still a family joke to this day how I was like dry heaving practically during that 5-game series. The Brewers got down 2-0. First team ever to come back from a 2-0 deficit to win because they won the next 3 games. You had the big hit by Cecil Cooper that drove in Jim Gantner
Yeah.
and Charlie Moore. They ended up winning Game 5 4-3. Pete Ladd came in, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Got Rod
Yeah.
Crew to bounce out to Robin Yount to end the game and send the Brewers to the World Series. It's just taking me back. I was like, this was fun. That's what I loved the Brewers. I remember going to County Stadium. You'd walk through the tunnel, and it was a dump. But man, I mean, you see the field. It's like, wow. And there's Bernie Brewer and the chalet and the beer mug, and there's Robin Yount and there's Paul Molitor. And I can remember being at the stadium in '82 when Molitor would come up and the fans were chanting MVP, MVP, and it was just, this is all a reminder of that. And I think there's an innocence to it when it takes you back, and that's why I so badly want them to get back in the World Series. Maybe just to try to kind of grab that, have that connection with my dad, who's obviously gone now, and just kind of relive that a little bit.
So do you foresee a Brewers-Red Sox series?
I do.
No, I see the Brewers losing now.
Oh, man. Debbie Downer. By the way, County Stadium, you mentioned County Stadium. It was a dump. And number 1 and number 2, I was actually there to see Greg Vaughn's first home run.
Vaughn gone.
Yep, the Vaughn's Valley. Remember Vaughn's Valley?
Rosie, you have a bobblehead of him on your desk, don't you?
Oh, Greg Vaughn?
I do, yeah.
Guys,
and then, of course, I was reaching, somebody called, so I reached for it, and then the phone cord tipped it over and broke the bat off.
Yeah, those things are like brittle, though.
I'm
they
so
are.
angry.
They never last. But
well, one thing before we move on to our final topic, Chilton volleyball players Jenna Chaucy, hopefully I said that correctly, and Alicia Brickle are on the roundtable tonight. It might be only the second time we've ever had Chilton folks on.
I was trying to remember when
we did. We had when it was over at Glass Nickel, we did have the basketball players come on the show.
I don't even remember that.
That was a while ago. That was
Rosie wasn't even
6
involved
or 7
with the
years ago.
production then.
Right, and but that was the only time we had Chilton on.
Was that the show where I had to bust tables first so I could clear out a space?
You possibly had to.
Remember when those goofballs were making me work?
Yeah, Brett was
come
just
in,
very upset.
There's this area where we would sit up and there was like crap all over the tables from people eating, and he said, "Well, you got to clear out the table." I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm not a busboy. I'm here to set up for a live stream. You kidding me?"
Did you get a free pizza out of it?
No.
What?
We
Come
never got
on.
any free nothing from that place.
Jeez.
So. Hey, that's the way it goes. But, hey, here's our final thing that we're doing. We're going to do this every week, Brett. It's called our little fantasy draft, and it's going to be on random topics, on random subjects. And this week our draft includes or involves candy bars.
Well, Halloween's coming.
This is what's going to happen, okay? I'm going to be the judge and the jury, maybe the executioner, I don't know. Oh. But what I need from you three is we're gonna, in each week someone will start off and someone will be second, someone will be third. We'll try to alternate a little bit, but we're gonna do it in a snake way, like a fantasy draft, right? Give me your top 5, okay? You pick your top 5 candy bars. Now it can be legit candy bars in the standard shape, or it can be closely related in the family, as it were. If you want to do the little Hershey Kisses, right? Okay. Or if you want to do Lemon Heads or Boston Baked Beans or something like that, or Tootsie Rolls.
So
that's not a candy bar.
We're picking one.
Candy, like candy, but yeah,
candy. Okay.
We'd like it to stay within the candy bar umbrella.
Okay, can I do stuff that's not made anymore?
No,
I remember it as a kid.
I think
that was awesome.
No, I think it has to be now.
It has to be current, right?
It has to be current.
All right,
it has to be current. Okay. So you can't have the Reggie bar or Reggie
or
Jackson
the Marathon bars.
How about the Milwaukee Brewer bar? Remember that?
Oh yeah.
What about the Reggie White bar?
Yeah,
the candy bar.
They probably all taste the same.
Like terrible. No. But okay, yeah. So this is what's going to happen because it's our first one. I have Brett start. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Now next week we might inverse it and have Trent start next week on the next topic. And then the next week it'll be Rosie, okay?
Okay.
So first, second, third, then you have 2 picks, Trent.
Ooh,
okay?
2 picks, nice.
2 picks, and then it's like a regular fantasy draft, okay? So let's get started here because we're running out of time. So Brett, give me your first pick, okay? For my pen ran out.
I know. I got. What are you talking about? I need my pen.
My pen ran out. Okay, but anyway, yeah.
I'm going with the top overall seed, and it's got to be the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Okay, solid choice. Peanut butter cup. Okay, and now Rosie, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the Twix.
Twix. Wow.
That's a little bit of an upset.
And by the way, I forgot. I will decide whose list is the best. Okay.
Okay.
Just to remind you. Now, Trent, go ahead. You get 2, my friend.
Okay. My first one will be Butterfinger.
Butterfinger. Interesting. Okay. And then.
My second one is going to be the Snickers bar.
Mm-hmm. Snickers. Now that's my favorite, so I might let
so
playing to
that.
Ricardo right
So we
here.
can't take what's been chosen.
Right. You can't take what's been chosen. Here you go.
Got it.
Get your pen back. Rosie, go ahead, my friend.
Oh man. I'm going to go with Kit Kat.
Okay. Boy, Brett was
mine.
audibly upset. Brett, you have 2 now.
I'm going to go with the Milky Way.
Okay, good choice. I like that.
And then I'm going to go with the, I like a little crunch, a little texture to my candy bar. I'm going to go with the $100,000 Grand Bar. Is that what it's so called?
It's the 100 grand bar. Or
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about the.
I know which
100
one.
grand bar.
I'm thinking about the game show, The Pyramid, or
I
something.
loved it. I love that one.
I was going to
Okay.
choose that, but I thought it was too early. You know,
Okay.
I thought I was going to save it.
You're saying Brett reached a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, Rosie.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going with the salted nut roll.
Yeah.
Salted nut roll. Very solid choice. Okay, Trent, you get 2, my friend.
This is an underrated one. Payday.
Payday.
I wanted that one.
Payday.
Okay, you get 1 more, my friend.
Can I do M&M's? Is that-
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll go M&M's.
Okay, M&M's. All right, Rosie.
I'm going with the old standby, the Hershey chocolate bar.
Just the standard one, not almonds.
Standard,
Okay.
nope, just standard chocolate
Hershey
bar.
bar. Brett, you
about-
get 2. Your last 2 here.
I'm going to go with Baby Ruth
Baby Ruth,
because I love baseball. And how about the Nestle Crunch?
Nestle Crunch.
Forgot about that one.
Okay. Just making sure we have 5. Rosie, both you and Trent have 1 more. Go ahead, Rosie.
Let me see. I'm gonna go with.
Ooh, I missed one.
I'm gonna go with whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit?
wow,
That's
yeah.
solid.
Is that they still make those?
Yes. I just had one about 2 weeks ago. Trent,
You guys ever had the Take 5 bars with the
Yes,
No.
with the
pretzel in it?
pretzel.
never
That's
had
a good
them.
one.
You
Yeah.
want that?
Yeah.
That's
Take
a good
5.
one.
Now, I have never had that. So, unfortunately, out of all these, that's the only one I've never had.
You want me to switch it up then, since you can't fairly judge off that?
Yeah, I
'Cause
can't
I had
really
a
judge.
second one.
I've never had one.
The cookies and cream.
Okay. Yes.
Hershey's bars.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about.
I should have said Payday, but that's very similar to a salted nut roll.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they're different.
How
They're
about
completely different.
That's okay. No, they're the same kind of. How about World's Finest candy bars when they're on for sale? Almond. You know, like Little Leaguers sell those, but that probably doesn't count.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
So what was yours again? It was how do you pronounce it? I know which one you're talking about because I've had it. It's the white one, right?
Yeah, the Hershey,
cookies and cream.
Hershey's cookies and cream.
Hershey's cookies and cream. Okay, so here is what we have. Okay, I'm going to run down your list, and then I will choose. Okay, Brett, this is your list: Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Milky Way, the 100 grand bar, $100,000 bar, Baby Ruth, and Nestle Crunch.
That's solid.
Okay, hey, be quiet. I'll decide. Rosie's is Twix, Kit Kat, the salted nut roll, Hershey, the standard Hershey bar, and then the whatchamacallit.
No.
Now Trent is Butterfinger, Snickers, Payday, M&M's, and the Hershey's cookies and cream bar. So first off, all 3 of these are outstanding lists. In
Yeah,
my
but
opinion.
one's the best.
None of you guys put the horrible Mounds bar or
Yeah,
something
Almond
like that.
Joy.
Almond Joy, Mounds or Almond Joy. I'd slap you all if one of you guys would have done that. Those
I
are
don't
terrible.
like coconut.
I did forget
Yeah.
about the Rolos, but oh well.
Yes, and that would have immediately got you number 1 in my list. If you want, one of you guys would have said the Rolos or what's the one with the caramel? I can't remember. It's a bar, but it has caramel in it.
Caramellos?
Caramellos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
those
one of you
are
would have had
sweet.
that, you would have switched me.
Listen,
so,
Ricardo.
hold on a minute. I'm the one
Come
who's
on.
doing this. It doesn't
This is
matter.
easy.
It doesn't matter. Now, looking at first off, Trent had some heavy hitters with Butterfingers and Snickers and M&M's and Payday. Those 4, that's hard to beat, Brett. That's
Look
hard
at
to
my
beat.
list again.
You also have the Peanut Butter Cup, the Milky Way, the $1,000 bar. I kind of question the Baby Ruth a little bit. I'm not fond of the Baby Ruth. Now, this is my personal things, okay? Baby Ruths are okay. And the Nestle Crunch, that's kind of bland for me.
No, those are
Kind of
all
bland
classics.
for me. Now,
Plus the
Rosie,
number 1 overall seed.
Rosie had the Twix, the Kit Kat, the underrated salted nut bar, roll. Very good.
Yeah.
I like the white cream inside. Hershey bar. I wish you would have said almonds. Then you would have swayed me a little bit more, my friend.
Okay.
I was looking for the almonds. But to whatchamacallit is a solid. Whatchamacallit is as solid as a number 5
Whatchamacallit
package.
is nothing. They don't even have a name for it.
Yeah, that's why it's called whatchamacallit. It's
whatchamacallit.
kitschy. But you're the one. I heard you exclaim like, "Oh, the whatchamacallit!" when he picked it.
I forgot that was even in existence.
Okay, first off, I was gonna choose Trent. I was hoping Trent you were gonna pick a caramel one there. I was hoping you would pick Caramello. But out of these three lists, I really hate that you did the Baby Ruth, man. The Baby Ruth does nothing for me. I got to go with Rosie's. I got to go with Rosie's because Rosie had all 5 that I'm fond of. The Baby Ruth, I'm not a big fan of, though your other 4 were
Baby
outstanding.
Ruths are good.
They're good, yeah.
It's
I like
got
Trent-
caramel and peanuts and
And
chocolate.
Trent,
And nougat
the
too,
cookies
right?
and cream is good.
Yes.
But I was hoping if you would have had the caramel, yours was a slam dunk. If you would have had Caramello or the Rolos, that would have been
travesty. When you have the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, the clear favorite, the #1 seed overall.
No, that is Snickers
That is
in my
wrong.
opinion. Trent had Snickers. In my opinion, that's my favorite. When our family did this draft, I picked Snickers 1.
Snickers is my second favorite.
Snickers is 1 for. So Snickers. Yours top is Reese's. Rosie, what's your #1? I know you have Twix, but what's your #1?
It's probably Twix.
It is Twix. And how about
Yeah.
for you?
Mine is actually Butterfinger.
It is Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And another thing with Butterfinger, it stays in the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, it
That
does.
kind of bothers me a little bit.
stays in your teeth.
But it is tasty and delicious.
Yeah. Try eating
But
it with braces.
Yeah, don't want to eat that.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that. So for record, the winning list was Rosie. He had
Wrong.
Twix, Kit Kat,
Yes.
the salted nut roll, the standard Hershey bar, always a favorite.
Yep.
And the whatchamacallit as one of the top #5 draft picks you will ever find is the whatchamacallit right there.
That's
Brett.
a wrong. You're
So
wrong.
if I would have
don't even know what that
not
is.
said anything, like if I would have not done the Hershey bar but took a Rolo instead.
That would have been a slam dunk.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't have mattered what you picked #5 because the caramel, the Rolos are the one because nobody really had anything like that. Except maybe Pops would say Milky Way's kind of like that, but yeah, Brett, good stuff, huh?
Wrong.
Good discussion. Wrong.
No one said Three Musketeers.
No one. Terrible.
I'm not,
It's horrible.
It's
I
like
don't like
it's
it.
like puffy stuff.
It's not
What
good.
is that?
It's not good. Don't.
Nougat.
When you
that
go
what that
trick or
is?
treating, you want those. You want the standard bars. You want the Butterfingers. You want the Snickers. You want the peanut butter cup. You want the Twix, the Kit Kat.
Kit
Then you
Kats are
kind of
good.
you kind of like, man, Three Musketeers.
Skittles.
Yes. No one said Skittles. I'm interested. It's funny that no one mentioned Skittles.
I'm
at all.
thinking about candy bar though. I guess I'm thinking chocolate.
But I remember I did say anything within the candy realm
That's
could
true.
be considered. I'm glad none of you goofs, like my brother, he picked Boston baked beans and lemon. I was like, what are you doing?
How about Starburst?
Starburst would have been solid.
You like Starburst?
I do
know
like
you bring those
Starburst.
to the
Tootsie
press
Pops?
box. Yeah, Tootsie Pop, Tootsie Rolls.
Anytime you had pennies, go get yourself a Tootsie Roll, right? That's how much they cost. Nice and cheap and delicious.
We went
Or
kind of
those
long
Swedish
here.
fish are good too.
No. Don't even start with that. I'm just glad none of you guys said like candy corn or something like that. Now to throw you
No.
guys out.
Although I do like candy corn.
Well, that was our first ever draft, Brett. What do you think? Fun?
It was fun, but I'm disappointed because again I had the top seed, and that pretty much eliminated everybody else.
No, yeah, that's why you should have picked a little bit better with
I
not
picked
picking the
great.
baby Ruth. But so congratulations, Rosie, my friend.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
You did a great job there in winning our
Baby
first.
Ruth. That's named after Babe Ruth.
I gotta
our
keep the
first
streak
draft.
alive next week.
Our first draft. Now, next week we'll have a new topic that we'll choose. Okay, I'll let you guys know the day of so that you guys don't have too much time to prepare. That's not what I want it to be. I want it to be kind of off the cuff and off the top of your head. Okay, good gentlemen. So we'll end each show with our draft.
Yeah,
How's
but
that
it's
sound,
making
guys?
it go too long now.
It is.
like
Well,
it.
we'll
Yeah.
just have to get a little tighter for next week. So, all right, folks, that ends our show here on the R&B Show podcast. Check for us next week again for another episode every Wednesday at 12. But we'd rather that you download it all and listen to us the way they do with all the other podcasts. So find us on iTunes, find us on Stitcher or on Google Play. So until next week, Brett, get us out of here with that
If
arm,
I
buddy.
hit the camera, the Brewers are winning today.
All right.
Here we go. I got it.
No, you didn't. You
Brewer
hit the thing.
victory. V for victory, man.